Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Uh, Guten Abend. I think this is in German, right? Or Guten Tag. I have studied around 6 months in Germany 3 years ago, so I've forgotten all the German that I've learned. And I think generally, uh, quite a boring week for me because I expect the market to to be weaker and stay under the EMAs, but it didn't. So I didn't trade much, but I entered ONDS yesterday, SNDK yesterday, and gold pre-market on the short side. So I'm focusing on the short side for today, and I really like the snap up of the indices pre-market. I really like it. So I finished my scan this morning, not in Hong Kong time, and then I just found a lot of the pullback shots. Probably like the potential entries, the ideas. So I really like a gap up, and then I can like it will be closer to the declining EMAs. I think UEC would be the one. So I expect I would trade some pullback shorts for today and see how the market goes. Like currently the leading sector is like the materials, the chemicals, and then the consumer staples and home building. Or the more defensive one. So some sector rotation we are seeing. Maybe. And I'm also like focusing on the metal shorts, especially gold and silver. So I think I exited the gold and silver short last week on Friday because it closes really strong, especially for gold. And then I think maybe it's not the right time, and then I'm looking for another opportunity. OSMDK probably going to stop me out right after market open. I don't see a lot like anything really exciting on the long side, at least like for now. So STS has a news and a gap up into the declining EMAs. I'm going to track its reactions against the EMAs. So try shorting a little bit of silver. Let's put it. Yes, like December the 26th, but after the 26% drawdown, and then I think I stopped trading like 2 to 3 days. So to try to refresh my mind and um trying to regain my confidence and build up my decision making. So after like a losing streak and then a huge drawdown, I think it's very important to really take a break. And for me, I think like after 2 to 3 days, I am feeling pretty comfortable in taking new trades again. But I think it really varies. It really differs among different person. So you can just like stop trading until you feel comfortable um to make new trades again. And then also like you need to start small again. And I believe after you have like encounters several drawdowns, like a huge drawdowns, which makes you feel uncomfortable, upset, or frustrated or depressed, and then you will slowly build up your patience and get rid of your over trading or revenge trading. Like it really takes time. Some may take only one, some may take two or three, but you have to like improve bit by bit from every drawdowns you have encountered. The solar names are the longs that I like kinda interested in. But the gap up today, um, makes the shorts more attractive. Looks like okay, the metals are finding support. So still there are several good EP, like they are getting higher into the no man's land for the semis and infrastructure stocks. Nets has a pretty good relative strength compared to the sector ETF, IGV. Shopify gapping into the 150 and the 50 EMA. I'm not sure because Shopify also, like, compared to the IGV, has shown relative strength. I don't want to like shorting the stock which is stronger than the ETF by a lot. Like it's I don't know. I think could be a good spot to short, but I don't. I think I'm gonna pass on this one. Like on weekly too, if it even if it rejects from here, the weekly still looks pretty strong. I suspect it will like turn down, reverses directly from here. Not sure. And comparatively, I think MU should be the one for pullback shots, but a little bit more aggressive. Was shorting the earlier earlier stage, earlier decline. if MU is going to like, this is the medium to the long term top for this whole bull run since the April last year. A retest on the 9 EMA would be a very good entry point if this is really the top. But the current betting market is a bit tricky. Let's see. Let's see. I think like in a technical wise, this you looks very bullish. Like if a breakout of previous day high would be a pretty good entry. But like I'm bearish on this gap up, so I'm not taking the longs. I'm not participating in the long side. So if you have some follow through to the upside, um then the market just proves me wrong, and then I may like focus on the long side maybe later if the market allows this you to have more upside. This USD looks pretty good too on the short side. And the memory names reminds me of the BE, that is the fuel cell, not BE. Plug. We plug in early 2021. Definitely not that extended compared to plug, but like you say, straight up, without closing below the 50 EMA for a year, for like almost a year. Uh, let's see how the market reacts after the open, and then to determine how aggressive I would be. Like MU is the one that's pretty important. And also that SNDK, the top leaders, since like from the past 3 to 6 months, I don't know. I'm just thinking like playing longs here, the risk reward is not that attractive. It could possibly go up maybe 30% from here, like the likely scenario. Like, I don't think you can like get another double up from here. I think it's very unlikely. And MU hasn't closed below the 50 EMA. Maybe once in twice. and then yes, like it is stronger than you. And yes, I agree. If you are playing the long side today, if I'm trading this uranium names, I would wait for the pullbacks as the market is gapping higher. Like QS is gapping higher into the into the EMA, spies into the previous highs. High WM into the previous reversal candle and the gap, unfilled gap. So if I'm playing the long side, I will wait for the pullback. At least I'm not going to buy the opening range breakouts like buy right at the market open. And I try to reduce the frequency of like trading less. I'm trading less of the opening range high breakouts, especially for the first 15 minutes. Like that's so choppy. Like you see the GME, it gaps down, goes down 2%, and then a V-shaped rally undercuts and reclaim after the first 15 minutes of the market open. I'm very curious what has caused to this pattern, like why the first 15 minutes are so choppy now, too volatile. And then I also observed the spread is high in the first 15 minutes after the open. Maybe the market making firms are like they they avoid trading the first 15 minutes, or they, I don't know, maybe some algos are trading like the reversal from the first 15 minutes for like liquidity advantage, or I don't know. But this is a very clear pattern since I think 2023. But before 2023, I remember mm, the moves are not that volatile in the right after the market open. I don't know, like I'm having too many names on the focus list today. A little bit overwhelmed. Uh, So MU is going high. So not today. Maybe not today. And S&T case. Okay. Rallying into the anchor fee web from the swing highs. And he's rejecting SNDK and MU. Trying to wait for the first 15 minutes. Try to avoid trading in the first 15 minutes. Yeah, if I missed, if I miss, I miss. Looks like I'm missing the entries. Okay, I'm going to try. Take the first try here. Oh, we want to short the weaker ones. VSTS didn't have follow through. Like it's getting rejected from the EMAs despite the good news. Oh, looks like the opening range breakdowns is the play today. Really unfortunate. I think that's it. They won't rally back. Oh. Come on, SNDK, you're so strong. This is really strong. Yeah, so the U is pulling back after the opening range highs breakout. Okay, stops me out. GME is building a pretty interesting bull flag. And riding the 9 EMA perfectly. Um, I'll be moving my stop loss to break even after, I think, after the 9 EMA has crossed above my entry. So for example, if I enter the CCJ on the maybe 93.55, then I'm going to move it to like break even the next day when the 9 EMA has crossed above my entry price. Sometimes like it's 90% of the time. So sometimes I may just let the stop let the stop be right there, not raising my stop. Maybe if the stock is more is choppy, or the market is pulling back into a key level, then I may not. Then I will just leave my stop there and then see the market reactions. Because if the market is pulling back in a support area and then you raise the stop, and it may you will be more likely to get stopped out, but the market bounces um, right at your stop. Okay, that's the bounce. I will think I'm buying this. I'm shorting this breakdown. And I haven't gave up on the SNDK. Maybe MU. Not sure, but like I'm shorting this 5-minute breakdown. If MU is getting some follow through, maybe SNDK is the next one. I really think like SNDK should at least pull back to the weekly 9 EMA. This is like at least. Momentum is crazy. Is crazy. And a lot of the retail traders, investors love this stock. Many of them are still like buying every dip from the past few weeks after it went up for 1,000%, 1,400%. MUD is a short. Okay, it's a short inverse ETF. But like it's too low price. It's all I don't like it. The spread will be a bit too high and not very liquid. But yeah, if I would prefer a inverse ETF if there's any. Like the spread on SNDK um is getting much narrower compared to the first minute, like the first few minutes. Oh, this run is kept is reversing. It's very hot. why this thing is dropping. Oh, all turn into red. Hate it. Yay. Not really, like, it's still within the base. But, like, maybe. The entry would be on, like, Monday. Like, on this emerging EMAs, they cluster together. SNDK. How many tries did I need to take on the SNDK? How long will it stay above the 21 EMA? Crypto is looking so weak. Like this thing is Ethereum has gone sideways since 2021. It's gone sideways for 5 years, nearly 5 years, and it's approaching the channel low. And this pullback shot on Bitcoin is gorgeous. Oh, looks so beautiful in hindsight, but it is what it is. Dollar volume indicator. Yeah, I got asked by this question a few times. Like from Raffle Trades, this one. But like I think you can get the same dollar volume, but from the indicator that from another one, right? Not the same one. You can still get the same dollar volume. I don't think that matters. That matters much. Oh, or this one. Yeah, by Raffle Trades. But I think these are the you can use any of these. I think doesn't really matter. Maybe let's take the time. Yeah, there are some questions asked in the uh Discord. So for the watch lists, for the leading one, like I want the 9 is above the 21, 21 above the 50. But like sometimes when a stock like the HL is on a huge, like it's very strong uptrend, and then I would still consider it to be the leader if it stays above the 50 EMA. And then so generally, so any stocks above the 50 EMA, I'll put them inside the leading watch list. And the 50 needs to like be above the 150. It's a bit different to what I shared in like previously, maybe in the TTRH, the post in TTRH, because I still consider HL to be a leader if it stays above the 50 EMA. And the 50 needs to be above the 150. So the lagging will be the flip side, exactly the flip side of the leading watch list. So stock has to stay above the stay below. Sorry, the stock has to stay below the 50 EMA, and the 50 is below the 150. So completely opposite. And the mediocre will be anything in between. So most likely would be the price is between the 50 EMA and the 150 EMA. So like something like Kavana is the price is under the 150 but still above the, oh sorry, the price is under the 50 but still above the 150 EMA. So something like this I would consider would be the mediocre. But like for LEU, like this one, if it closes like this today, although the 50 is still above the 150, but like I'm just going to put it in the lagging one. Like I'm not going to like take any longs from here. So like the categorization is not like it's not a fixed rule, and you can adjust if you want to. Like you can make your own rules, just for your convenience to categorize stocks with different strength. You don't want to be like too many stocks in the same category or too few. And also you can like very easy to categorize them. You should not take maybe 30 seconds to like to think um should I put it in this or that watch lists. For adding the stocks in or removing the stock out, most of the time uh I add the stock in from the screener. Like I think 99% of the stock I just added them into from a screener that I'm going to scan every day. Like so for example, like AEHR. So this stock is under the 1 billion market cap, and then I think this breakout is very valid. And this on the right sector is a fast moving stock trading above the $50 million volume. Then I put it, I'm just putting it in the like the small cap watch list, just like that. And for removing it, most likely I'm just like I'll only remove the stocks from in this small cap watch list when they are trading less than $50 million volume. I think some of them, like this DXYC, is trading less than $50 million volume. I'm going to remove it, but um, because I wanted to like like track his reactions after the rumors of the SpaceX IPO. So I'm just putting it there, like, but I think I'm going to like remove it very soon. I'm definitely not 1,000 charts. Like for example, this potent watch list only have 81 stocks. But I will scan through all the stocks in my watch list. Like I'm just going through one by one, the small cap, and then the lagging one, and then the mediocre, and the leading one. I'm only short. I only short the lagging one. Definitely not. Like I'm already shorting MU and SNDK. These two are definitely not the lagging ones. Um, but I do recommend like um if you're not you if you're new to shorting or not very experienced in shorting, or simply just don't want to short the strong stocks. If you're feeling uncomfortable on shorting the stocks in an uptrend or above certain EMAs, then you can definitely skip those stocks and only focusing on the lagging one or the ones that's that's weak, like all the names below here. Sometimes like I think most of the questions in trading don't have a have a model answer or a certain answer for that. That you can some some traders love shorting the leading stocks, and some are like love shorting the lagging ones, and some just avoid trading the shorts. And all of them are right. Like they're all doing the right thing. You really have to like adjust your style um by your own personality or the by your preferences. Yeah, I would like the stocks to be like mm, moving orderly, like respecting the EMAs or building mm, tight ranges before you move. Like if a stock is very difficult to trade in hindsight, even in hindsight, then I'm definitely not going to add it into the watch list. generally the stocks that um that getting added into my watch list, they don't have a setup. Like they're not looking um they're not looking great for entries, because like for these potent stocks are the best performing stocks in the previous trading day. So like most of them are probably gapping higher or just breakouts from a base. Like they are having a really strong green candle, which is extended, and like it's the best entry has already gone. Um, at the moment when I add them into the watch list, but then like I'll probably after several weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, the leaders will pull back into the EMAs, maybe forming some ranges or just a pullback, like um a handshake entries that I called like talked about in Twitter. Like those entries are probably built like after weeks um from the day that I added them in. So I'm just going to track them, but not like trading them. Are you not afraid of the 1 hour moving average? Yes, this is a very good question. That like um previously there also like we consider the moving average in the lower time frame could be the support, but if you study enough, like if you have like gone through a lot of charts, especially the ones um that works really well, like maybe SNDK. Maybe not SNDK. Let's see. Maybe just gold, something like that. If you really think this is the top, like this is really the change of character, like the new trends, the new downtrend starts from here, then it's going to clear all the moving average. If it's going to find support, then you're just not buying it right. But on top of all that, you have to short it at the resistance. Like you are not like shorting it in the middle of nowhere. You are not shorting it somewhere here, and the market environment has to cooperate. Like I'm not going to short SNDK like during like on this rally up, because it is strong and the market is strong. The individual stocks is very strong and the market is very strong too. At least the memory names has that I didn't see any distribution here. But like after the earnings, you can see a huge volume distribution on day one, and then a reversal pattern, another one on last Wednesday, also on huge volume, and the weekly distribution, the wicks, the high volume, as well as the general weekly picture is it has been going up for several months, up more than 1,000%. Like you have to add them all up. So I'm not going to short SNDK right here. Like it's above the EMAs, so but like here and here is a completely different thing. And you can see there's lots of this stocks that are in a strong downtrend, setting up for shorts in the same day. So that all of them needs to add up. And I don't recommend like shorting a momentum stock or a stocks in an uptrend. You have to time it really well. Like for me, I've shorted it on I think last Thursday. Is it last Thursday? Yes, I believe. And then it stops me out. It actually didn't stop me out. I just took it out at break even or very small gain. And it's really hard to time the entry. I definitely do not like I'm not always right. I'm I'm always wrong. Last December I traded a lot of shorts, but the market is not going down. And then my win rate is just 20, 22, 23%. 3 out of my 4 trades are losing trades. That I should be always wrong. But I just took the small losses and move on to the next trade. Yes, I take profit more aggressively for shorts. Like if I'm trading longs, I'm probably not going to cover my ONDS. I cover my ONDS on Friday on this kind of reversal day. Like if I'm following my stop, I will not be stopped out, and then I'm still holding my original positions till now. But although like I have a better entry price than my exit like on or yesterday, But like SMR, I recovered at around 1670 or 80 something. Also on last Friday. And then it like it's now going down without me. Yeah, what is Shopify doing today? Wow. What is that? I just thought it would be a strong weekly candle, but it turns out to be a pin bar. What is that? This intraday range is even higher than the. Oh, maybe not, but is it almost higher than the Liberation Day? Like the reversal after the Liberation Day. What? Wow. So it's gone from up 9% to down 10%. I just couldn't believe it. On a 150 billion market cap stock. Couldn't believe it. Wow, this reversal from Tesla. But I just couldn't imagine if the market is going down, like if Qs is going down 10% from here. How's like the beaten down names looks like circle? Can it go down like another 30%? Just couldn't imagine. Yes, it's not crazily unlikely. Definitely not. 10% is, yeah, around the VWAP area. Also the weekly 50 EMA is to undercut the weekly 50. I think the Q's pull back to the 50 EMA is really healthy for another uptrend, for another leg higher. MU and SNTK still hanging higher. Like I really want it pulled back to the weekly 50. I'm not like from the past examples 2011 after this a kind of parabolic top. I think this is the much better looking one, but it's still a bit extended and it still pulls back to the 50 EMA. This one pulls back to the 21, not to the 50. But this one just 50% on this base. How about here? 37%, 60%. But gradually form a lower high, and then it grabs down. This one looks more extended and pulls back to the 50 EMA. This one pulls back to the 50 EMA. This one not really that extended, but still pulls back to the 50 EMA. And this one, back in 1980, it's down 50% from the top to the 50 EMA. And you can, even on this one, this reversal, it still pulls back to the 50 EMA on the weekly charts. 1974, not really that parabolic in weekly. I think on a daily, definitely yes, but like weekly, it's like forming a bull flag, but it breaks lower to the 50 EMA. I don't know. I just think like the probability of going lower is higher after such a gigantic run. But I don't know, like a market can do anything. So hopefully this bounce won't stop me out. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. Like I was also tracking this figure back in here. And then I saw this candle. After a breakout, and then quickly stumbles back close below the 9 EMA. And the next day pulls back to the declining nines and gets rejected and keep like going waterfall since then. But this is one of the signs that I skipped the long side. But like if the market is healthy or the long side is doing good, it shouldn't like this type of price action shouldn't happen. And it's just one of the examples. There are lots of the examples. Like Riot. Breaks down from the 50 EMA, pulls back and then gets rejected. And a huge follow through to the downside. And one thing that stands out today is the IWM weakness. Whether the IWM can stay above the 21 EMA would be the key. If there's a gap up for tomorrow, then they would like to observe the reaction on the declining hourly declining EMAs. I think a gap down would be less likely. I don't know. The Nasdaq has been trending up, like at least on the weekly chart since 2009. I really wonder when will be the next huge correction, like more than 50% in the indices, in the general market. Not just like a 30% sharp correction and then a V-shaped recovery. But the slope is still like very gentle, like it's around like 45 degrees up. It's not getting extended like the dot-com bubble is getting speed up after 1998. The end goal is still like gentle. I'm not sure whether like the 1990s, 1968 to the 1980, like this 10 years looks pretty hard to trade. Maybe have maybe a downtrend and then a rally, but like other than this, and maybe this one as well, the market has just been very choppy. Like most of the time, like 1972, the whole 1972 is just chopping around. How can you trade at 1976? It's just going sideways. And this is the weekly chart, by the way. How can you trade this market? So I think that's it for today. Thank you for coming and see you in the next stream. Thank you.